Hello guys, right, this video is actually made for Kerry, but you can watch as well, that's fine. So, Kerry's done a video on some gold paint she's bought, and she's testing to try and find out the best gold. Now I thought I'd respond by showing her which golds I prefer to use, so she could probably add that to a list. Or someone might think, oh, I like that, I'll go and get one myself or whatever. Now, I've tried many watercolour paints with gold in them. There was one that I was liking, but I didn't realise that it flaked off, so I won't be adding that. The only ways that I've done for years now, and I'm going to show you, and you probably know or whatever, it doesn't really matter. This is just a show thing, really. Right, so really speaking, a lot of acrylic paints in the gold, or in the metallics even, are very watery. They always seem to be watery. There's none that I've found yet, and I've got many different brands of paints. I've used tons of different brands of paints, from Martha Stewart right the way down to your basics, to the works, or your really cheap basic paints. And I have never found a gold paint, silver paint that you can just spread on the once. Right, so I'll show you what I use. Now, for anything, if you was doing watercolouring or anything like that, and you didn't have a good watercolour gold paint, I use this. I use these on wax seals. I use these on everything, and I'm pretty sure it was Betsy Doodle that first introduced me to these. And I will run out of these in 2 or 3 months, these pens, because I use them all the time. And they go on one coat and they produce a beautiful, beautiful shine. The only downfall is sometimes they can be a bit leaky, but I'm going to show you with the gold and the silver. They are beautiful colours. They are your true gold, like your dark gold, and they are your proper silver as well. Don't know if it's picking it up. I've got to get it right under the right light. Give me a second, guys, and I'll pull you down to see if we can get it right under the right light to show you. There we go, look. There. So that's what they look like, okay? Under the light. Beautiful and shimmery. Now, another way, if you're not wanting to use the markers, and they do take probably about 5 minutes to dry, but you can put them on plastic, wax, wood, everything really, even your acrylic paint. Now, another way, I've got a little pot of water here. I've got just an empty little pot here. I've got a piece of paper here, and I've just done a line with a Sharpie. I haven't got a thicker Sharpies than that, so I've just done the line like what Kerry done in her video. And I've just got this, which is supposed to be a wax seal thing, but it doesn't work for me, so it's for, I'm using it now as a pokey tool, come everything else I need it for. Right, so this is how I do my gold. Unfortunately for me today, and I have looked, is I've got a new one of these, which is this, and I can't find it. And this one is about 8 years old. And you can see by the top, because they've got a newer label now. This is a Viva Deca Inca Gold. Okay, this is the old gold. Now, when you open it up, this one is really crusty. They're supposed to be nice and soft. Doesn't matter, because what you do, And if I was doing a project now, is I just dig out a little bit, okay? You don't have to do it like this, you can do it with your finger. But I was trying to... Right, I'll take this much, okay? Look, there's a tiny little bit there. Right, there's nothing really there, really, is there? Not much. Right. Now, the reason I don't add water to this is because they can go mouldy. So when they dry up, is to best take it out the pot. So what we need now is just a little bit of water added to it. And where's that paintbrush? I've got this paintbrush, which is one of my watercolour paintbrushes, but it's not one I use very often, if at all really. So I've just got this one out just to do it. Now, depending on how thick this is going to be or how thin, so just keep stirring it in. Otherwise, it'll just go lumpy. A little tiny drop of warm water is better, but I've got cold water for now, but it doesn't matter. Just stir it. Oh, just keep stirring it. Now, it depends on how thick you want it. You can have it thin or thick. And it depends on if it's gone down. Now, this stuff here it is a wax. And it is better when it's a newer variety rather than nearly 10 years old. You know, as I said, I've had that for 8 years. Now, that is a bit watery, actually. I'm going to add a little bit more, because it will be a bit watery. Yeah, never waste your art supplies. But, yeah, the newer one, even with using the newer one, you can do this one with it. I've got all the different colours of these. And I think it's after about 3 years, they start going harder in the tubs. They don't remain moist anymore. That's better. Now, we've got to make sure we get all these lumps out. It's a bit like flour. Make sure you get all the lumps out. Other than that, you can use it straight out the tub if it's new. You don't need to add water. But because my one's so old, and the new one don't release these bubbles neither. But let's just get that into a paste, a proper like paint substance rather than having the bubbles in it. I think that will do. Right, okay, we'll take some of that off. There. Now, what I'll do is I'll go over like this. This can be used on wood. It can be used on anything. And it gives off a lovely shine. Look, 2 coats, one over the other. Okay. Straight off. Look. Look. And that ain't even dry underneath yet. Look. Remember, I've done the middle bit. Okay. So I do love this. And now on the white as well. It's very thick. It's got a lovely glossy metallic finish. You can get it in this old gold, and you can get it in another gold, and you can get it in silver. There's all different metallics of this colour. What I'll do is I'll just go over this now. But this is what I use on everything. There. I think you could see that okay. Try and do each and every side I can. There. And it provides a beautiful, thick, glossy sheen as well. It's got beeswax in it, I believe.